Hello, my friend. Welcome to MetaMind Meditation, channel bringing you peace and wellness through guided meditations, sleep meditations, and practical tips for living a more fulfilling life. At some point in our lives, we may experience this feeling of having too much to do and not enough time to do it. Everything seems to be happening at once, and we suddenly feel like we have too little or even no control. This often leads to anxiety, such as frantically trying to read a document as fast as possible, but understanding nothing, rushing to get to work and risking an accident, or being gripped with indecision at the perceived volume of activities that must be completed. Alternatively, you may even experience depression. We may decide that we can't win, and so we shouldn't try. This can manifest thoughtlessly in the form of procrastination. Instead of prioritizing or reorganizing our responsibilities, we resign and let all of the pieces fall where they may. Why does this happen? Essentially, we feel overwhelmed when we realize we have too much to do and too little time. We experience an acute feeling of lack, and this pushes our survival mechanisms to make something happen. You may experience panic because a part of your brain that only cares about survival becomes triggered, and it can override the higher cognition faculties of our brain. This region basically tells you we have three options: fight, flight, or freeze. We usually end up somewhere in between flight and freeze. One of the intentions of this channel is to help us slow down and to be more aware of the lives we're all leading. It's easy to fall into routines and let life happen. We lapse into autopilot, and before we know it, some bad or stressful habits can form. Sometimes these patterns and routines predispose you to feelings of overwhelm. In this video, I will share with you 4 things to do when you have limited time, and then we will discuss 15 ways to relax this common feeling when time isn't such a rare commodity. I hope you find something useful here. Be sure to watch until the end to get the full list of ideas with context. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Let's begin. Step 1. Ground yourself. When you notice these feelings arising, take note of it and immediately and gently begin to bring your focus to the present. Try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Name 5 things you can see from where you presently are. Name 4 things you can presently hear. Name 3 things you can touch. Name 2 things you can smell. And finally, name something you can taste, like a sip of water. Alternatively, try this breathing exercise. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 8. This extended exhale will help calm you down and bring your focus to your present condition. All we're doing here is dampening the rush of emotions that come with being overwhelmed. By naming objects tied to immediate sensations and counting breaths, we are halting racing thoughts and setting a calmer pace of thinking. Once you can bring the rational mind back to the fore, you are beginning to be back in control of the situation. Step number 2. Organize your space. Spend a few moments where all you do is some quick cleaning. Throw away no longer needed sticky notes, close tabs you're no longer using, and collect loose papers into a manageable pile. Even forcing your agency on your immediate environment for a few moments will help you shift into feelings of control. You are immediately completing an easy task, which gives you the satisfaction of completion and control. Step 3. Make your priority list. This list should only have the things that absolutely must be done within the time available. If it can wait, delegate it if you can, or otherwise put it on another list that you will handle later. Put that second list out of sight and get laser focused on the priorities. Step number 4. Focus. Now that you have the list of things which must be done, eliminate your distractions. Close your email, put your phone on silent, turn off your TV or streaming service if you have it playing. Start at the top of your priority list and work on each item until you finish it. Trying to multitask will only divide your attention and cause your time to leak away. If you find yourself mentally drifting, tell yourself the immediate next step you need to do in the process of completing the current task. These tips will get you through the current predicament. Let's take a look at some things we can do once the emergency is over that will help prevent this from happening so frequently in the future. Item number 1, routines and systems. Best way to prevent yourself from landing in an overwhelming situation is to have a set routine or system in place for the rote tasks you have to do. Create a schedule and try to chunk like tasks together. Most of us are more productive in the morning, so you may benefit from trying to do your more intensive tasks then and saving the easier ones for the afternoon. If you know you're probably going to need an hour to solve a challenging problem, block off an hour and a half to devote to it completely. No distractions like emails and phone calls. Outside of work, you may decide to do all of your chores and errands on Saturday morning and have the afternoon and Sunday to rest and relax. I have 2 videos linked below on how you can help yourself do this. Item number 2, notice the pattern. See if there is a common thread associated with these overwhelming circumstances. Is it always a certain day of the week? Does it occur with a specific person? The sooner you can figure out what is leading you to these feelings, the sooner you can begin figuring out how to avoid the stressor or resolve it in another way. Often, just being aware of the stressor is enough to diminish the effect it has on you. Item 3, Locus of Control. Similar to the previous tip, once you've identified the stressor, you should determine if you can change it completely, partially, or not at all. If you learn that you can't make the changes you'd like, begin to accept that. If it is completely outside of your control, find a way to live with it and focus your efforts on the things you do have control over. This way, you will feel more empowered because you are expressing agency on the things you do have power over. Item number 4, acknowledge your impulses. When you are in the middle of something you need to do, but do not find otherwise compelling, you will find your mind wandering. You may find yourself wondering all kinds of strange questions or wanting to find a certain song to listen to. Acknowledge these thoughts by writing them down on a piece of paper to do later if the interest is still there. By doing this, you are making a quick stop to offload the thought and thereby streamlining your commitment to finishing the task. Now that the thought is out of your head, you can focus. Item number 5, take a walk. Even a quick 5 to 10 minute walk around the building can get you energized and refocused. If the weather is nice, walk outside for the sun and fresh air. This allows you the opportunity to exercise away some of the stress you're feeling, as well as giving you a change of scenery. You'll return to your task refreshed and most likely with some fresh endorphins boosting your mood. Item number 6, breathe. Try a short breathing exercise to help you recenter. Breathe in deeply for a count of 4, and then exhale fully for a count of 4. Doing this for even 1 or 2 minutes will help you resync your thoughts back to the present. You'll notice the tension dissipating, and you may notice a sharper thinking with the increased oxygen. We tend to breathe in a more shallow way when we're stressed, thus reducing the quality and quantity of the oxygen circulating in your bloodstream. Item 7, imagine success. Do a quick visualization exercise to prepare yourself. Imagine completing the task and how relieved you will feel once it is complete. The more you can make yourself feel this, the more real it will become, and the more easily you will be able to work towards completion. Item number 8, tidy a space. Sometimes we can experience stress if the environment is just too messy. Take a moment to reorganize and throw away the things and notes you no longer need around you. This moment of mindfulness comes with the added benefit of seeing immediate results and thus an immediate sense of completion. Item 9, eat or drink. Take a minute to see if all you need is something to eat or drink. Even if you aren't feeling hungry or thirsty, we can feel acute stress if we're even a little bit dehydrated. If you're someone who really likes coffee, you have a greater chance of becoming dehydrated, so keep that in mind throughout your day. Item 10. Hobbies. Although there may be a lot demanding your attention, still make time for your hobbies. They allow us to take a break from everything and just enjoy doing it. This may be painting, dancing, singing, practicing a sport, or rebuilding a car. Take the time for yourself to engage with something that brings you joy. If your hobby can include others, you can get the benefits of socialization on top of that. If you feel more at peace practicing your hobby alone, know that that is completely fine as well. This is an important part of a self-care routine that will help keep you feeling balanced, happy, and refreshed. Item 11. Gratitude. Try to find something in the chaos to be grateful for related to your situation. If you feel like you have too much to do, you could say, I have a job that pays me to handle these situations. This is a difficult moment, but I am thankful that people have faith in me to do this to the best of my ability. If you have repeated stressful interactions with a coworker or boss, and there is very little you can do to prevent these interactions, try saying, I am thankful for this person helping me to practice my patience and for showing me how I do not want to treat other people. My actions can inspire them to change, so I treat them well and wish them well. Item 12. Say no. This can be a challenge in and of itself, but sometimes we have to acknowledge when we cannot take on any more responsibilities or activities. The kinder thing to do is tell someone no when you need to get back on your feet. If you take on too much, the value you could provide them will be compromised. Even if they expect you to say yes, they will find another solution. You can always help next time. Item 13. Revise the situation. Before going to bed, mentally retrace your steps from that day. This is an opportunity to not only see with a clearer mind what happened, but you can also use your imagination to rewrite what you experienced. Just imagine how the stressful event could have gone differently. Imagine the best possible outcome. This will bring you peace, and with the imagined experience in your mind, you are allowing the possibility of a better outcome the next time a similar stressful situation comes up. Item 14. Meditate. When you can take a break, consider doing a quick meditation to de-escalate your emotions and racing thoughts. This channel has several meditations, but I will link one in particular down below for a 15-minute meditation you can do at work. Even 10 minutes of practice can help you de-stress and feel more balanced. Regular practice leads to reduced stress, anxiety, and depression. Remember that intrusive thoughts may come up. That is a normal occurrence. Simply acknowledge and accept them, and then calmly allow them to dissipate. You will get better at this with practice. Item 15. Appreciate your unconditional worth. Remember, this stress will pass. Whether you complete the task with flying colors or not, you are still incredibly valuable. Thanks to passing through this, you now have more experience to handle similar situations in the future. If you feel as though your value comes from what you accomplish or how well you accomplish those things, try to understand that you do have inherent value outside of your accomplishment. To recap, these are the 4 things to do in the heat of the moment when time is short. Ground yourself, organize your space, make your priority list, and focus. If you do have time to de-escalate, try these 15 routines and systems. Notice the pattern. Determine your level of control. Acknowledge your impulses. Take a walk. Breathe. Imagine success. Tidiest space. Eat or drink. Remember your hobbies. Find something to be grateful for. Say no. Revise the situation. Meditate and appreciate your unconditional worth. Feeling overwhelmed can be incredibly difficult in the moment. Keep these tips in mind the next time you find yourself with too much to do. Let us know below, how do you handle a stressful situation in the past, and how did you overcome it? Did you use any of the tips listed above? Please like, share, and subscribe before moving on to the next video. It helps more than you know. Peace and light upon your beautiful soul, forever and always.